less testosterone, impacting your drive. That's why guys like me take Nugenix Total T to keep their energy up.
Nugenix really works for you?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I feel great. Getting up early for workouts. I'm focused, energized, getting things done at work, in the gym. I even feel more passionate in my relationship.
How do I give Nugenix a try?
Send them a text for a complimentary bottle.
Text CASH to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text CASH to 321-321. That's CASH to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
If you make a wisecrack about Dayton pizza, Beamer will murder you dead.
Humor. I have it too.
This is Morning Juice.
Cruise Log here, Friday edition of the program. Brandon Beam, Austin Ward, Mark the Shark. It's time to check in with the commissioner.
A guy who considers himself the mayor of Laramie, Wyoming, who holds the shuffleboard record at the Ranger, and most impressive, the commissioner of the Central Ohio Two-Man Scramble League. Here's Austin Ward.
Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. You're actually here today.
Yeah, this isn't fair to Landis.
Well, yeah, we're going to get to talk to him. You are already here, but I wanted to play the sounder. Make sure we get it in. So we're heading out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Checking in with your comrade, Austin, from the Kings of the North College Football Podcast. And the podcast, he is Bill Landis. Bill, thanks for the time, buddy. How was your 4th of July celebration?
You know, it was pretty low key. We had just got back from vacation like the day before, so we didn't do anything too crazy. Plus, you know, the weather was gross, so I wasn't much interested in being outside for like half the day yesterday.
Why not? You love it outside.
Not when it's muggy, man. I sweat a lot. I don't need to be out there.
All right. How was your trip to Jersey?
It was lovely. It was great. The weather there was fantastic. It was nice to get together with the family. Took the boy to the beach. He wasn't so much a fan of the ocean, but he did like playing in the sand. So that was fun to experience with him. But you know, all in all, a good time.
That's great to hear. I'm also not a big fan of the ocean. I know that Austin isn't either, and Shark is. But
that's why they call him the Shark.
That's right. He is a big fan of the ocean, but I don't know. He's just said it a little bit earlier. He's a little bit scared to get into the ocean, Bill. So I'm with you on that. Anything below kind of my knees in murky water, I'm not in on. I'm out of. We had Albert Breer on yesterday, Bill, who resides in the city of Boston. You obviously coming from the city of Philadelphia. I would imagine that, because he was saying that Boston has some great 4th of July celebrations. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I would have to think that Philadelphia also does it up pretty big on the 4th of July.
Yeah, they still have a fairly decent-sized concert that they do in the city. It was like Kesha, I think, yesterday.
Ooh.
So that's not one that I would have gone to. But when I was a kid, they really blew it out. I think maybe like Garth Brooks did it one year when I was a kid, which was like a huge deal. That was like at the peak of like Garth mania. So that was always cool. Yeah, and it's always you know, it's the cradle of liberty, so it's a good place to be on the 4th of July.
So they went from Garth Brooks to Kesha.
Upgrade.
Whoa.
Easy now.
I don't know about all that, but yes. So they did. That was the progression, or regression, I guess.
So Bill, we were just talking about the potential, obviously, of 12-team college football playoff, and some beat writer, I don't know if they're a beat writer, but a writer for AL.com, which is down in Alabama, went back and tracked the history of the weather going back to 1998 and what these, Southern or West Coast teams coming to the Midwest for a 12-team college football playoff would look like. And he actually said the weather's not as bad as you would think it would be on these dates in which these games would have happened. He goes, the worst one would come back in 2016 when 7.5 inches of snow fell in Madison, and then they would have been hosting Southern California. I mean, has there been any potential thought to you about, these weather games coming here, whether that's in Columbus or somewhere else? Because I think we've all wanted to see Southern or West Coast teams come to the Midwest here in December.
I love that Southern beat writers are so paranoid about it. They're checking the weather. They're checking the weather data to see what history tells them. I think it's a thing. It's interesting. I didn't see that story that the weather historically hasn't been all that bad, but I do think that's something that could be to Northern teams' advantage from time to time in this new college football playoff world. I know I'm really excited to see it. I mean, it'll be exciting to see, I don't know, Michigan go play in Death Valley in a playoff game too, if it ever came to it. But the thing I'm most excited about with the 12-team playoff is teams in the SEC actually having to come up here and play teams from the Big Ten or play it like maybe a more northern team in the Big 12, because it's just not something they have to contend with all that much. They have to contend with rain, but I don't know how big of a deal that is. Like playing in the cold, playing in the snow is a totally different animal for a lot of those teams. And I do think something that in theory should work to the advantage of the teams in our neck of the woods. So is it going to be a consistent thing? No, but it is a kind of a new dynamic in college football that a lot of teams that typically don't have to worry about that stuff now will have to. And by the way, they're going to have to worry about it when they're playing in their biggest games of the season.
It's wild that anyone in the SEC, ACC area right now is like already thinking about that and looking at historical trends.
I love it.
Like that's just great. Nuts, man.
It makes they're scared, and I like that they're scared. Like they're suddenly they don't control every little piece of the sport, and there's this new variable that they may have to contend with when they're trying to win a championship, and they're worried about it, and it makes me very happy.
He said that he went on to say that the research found snowy conditions in 15% of the games that would have been played, and so there's 104 potential games that would have been played in this bill. And then he said nearly half of the 104 games, though, would have been filled with rain. And I'm like, that I don't know which would be better, a snowy condition of a Southern team coming up here, or that lovely cold rain right on the precipice of freezing. I don't know which one would be more enjoyable.
We call that West Lafayette weather.
Yeah, West Lafayette or East Lansing weather. I think that's far worse. Like I don't mind as long as it's not like. As long as it's not like 40-mile-an-hour winds and like a driving, blinding snow. I would much rather play in snow than play in freezing cold rain, like you said, on just on the edge of turning into snow or turning into sleet or something like that. Like just having to sit there kind of in a soaked football uniform while it's like 38 degrees sounds pretty terrible.
Bill, are you have you got the countdown going for Big Ten Media Days? We're inside 3 weeks now.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. It's gotten a little stale, I think, over the last couple of years. So I'm excited to have some new teams there. I'm less excited, I guess, about the 3-day format, although I suppose it makes sense when you have that many teams. We will be there for all 3 days for Kings of the North. It's not, it used to be nice to kind of like parachute in, do the Ohio State stuff and leave, but we're going to be there for all 3 days for Kings of the North, which will be a new kind of experience for me. But I just like it because of what it signifies mostly, right? It's the college football's around the corner. Camp with Ohio State is now inside of a month away, which is crazy to think about. So I'm getting a little juiced up for it. I think Big 12 Media Days is next week, and I think SEC is shortly after that. So I'm excited that people are going to be talking ball again, and the video game is coming out, and I think that'll really energize people about the sport coming back. So it's that time of year when you start to get really excited about the return of college football, no doubt.
He is Bill Landis with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Which of the new 4 teams, Bill, Oregon, Washington, USC, or UCLA, would you consider, you are a host of Kings of the North, which one of those would you consider to have the most northern identity of the new 4?
Oh, it's certainly not the 2 Southern California schools. We don't consider them part of the North either. They're North adjacent, I suppose, but they don't get to wear the moniker. I would say I would probably say Washington. I don't know. Neither one of them feels particularly northern, I guess. But if you think about what Washington has to contend with too, with like the weather element that you get in Seattle, which is probably the same in Eugene, Oregon too. I realize they're not that far apart, but when I think of Seattle, I think of weather that hardens the soul a little bit. They'll help build up a callus in the same way that happens with some of these Big Ten teams. So I guess I would say Washington, but Oregon is. I mean, they're showing up to this conference acting a little bit like Ohio State. I'm not saying they're the same. I think they have aspirations of they're not the same, but they certainly have aspirations of being an Ohio State-like program. And that sort of, I don't know, that way of thinking coming into the Big Ten now does interest me, because I just don't know that there have been teams, I think, in the league, like I think Penn State would love to be that, but I don't know if they're capable of it. Michigan has a different way of going about its business. And Oregon, maybe is more similar to a Penn State than it actually is to Ohio State, but I think Oregon fancies itself more of an Ohio State, so I'm interested to see how that dynamic plays out now that they're both going to be in the same league.
Do you think that Oregon will be the biggest challenger to the Big Ten throne among the 4 teams that are coming in?
Yeah, no doubt. I think they probably show up this year as a top 2 team in the conference. I think that's probably a consensus at this point. And you think about long-term, just recruiting ability, resources, sort of willingness to kind of go all out to build the roster. I don't think anybody else kind of operates the way that Ohio State and Oregon are going to operate. So I guess that could change. Like, it seems like Phil Knight is eager to see the Ducks win the national title before the party's over, so to speak. He's an older gentleman, so once maybe Phil's no longer around, maybe the dynamics change a little bit in Oregon, but for the time being, as long as that money is up there in Nike Town, I think that Oregon will have a pretty important place in the Big Ten and be a stalwart at the top of the conference.
Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on here with us this morning. Have a great 4th of July, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
All right, thanks, guys. See you.
Here he goes, Bill Landis, Kings of the North, also the podcast with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to get Juice next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, we're seeing moderate to heavier traffic flows now on your area freeways. Watch for delays westbound 70 at Livingston Avenue. We have a disabled vehicle blocking your right shoulder this morning. 97.1 The Fan. Traffic.
Roof leaks can mean expensive repairs unless you work fast. Legacy Roofing, the leader in Central Ohio commercial roofing, can repair, replace, and maintain your roof to avoid costly damage. At Legacy, we're famous for fast, reliable, safe, and permanent protection for your roof. Our technicians are skilled craftsmen, trained by industry leaders like Carlisle, Versico, and Elevate to create lasting roofing systems to protect your investment. Call Legacy Roofing Services today, 800-880-ROOF, 800-880-ROOF. Legacy Roofing Services.
Common Man and T-Bone here. Visit Hollywood Casino Columbus this summer for exciting live sports action. We got the biggest screens around, and ESPN Bet is live in Ohio.
Plus, Penn Play Rewards members can win up to $500 Penn Cash every week. Visit PennPlaySports.com/cover5 today and register for your chance to play and win.
Not a member? Get the Penn Play app today.
Hollywood Casino Columbus is your live sports headquarters.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Tired of rising food prices? Start saving with deals for days at Giant Eagle and Market District. Enjoy low prices on more than 1,000 of your go-to grocery items store-wide. Dive into deals for a limited time at your local Giant Eagle and Market District.
Bobby Carpenter here for Affinity Whole Health, the leader in the testosterone and hormone replacement therapy game. And weight loss too, that's right. Affinity offers semaglutide injections for weight loss in addition to their testosterone treatments so you can lose weight and build muscle. They customize a plan directly for you. They added peptides to my TRT. They've added semaglutide with my friend's testosterone, and the results are amazing. They're pumped about summertime and pool season, so check them out at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Now at UDF, buy 3 everyday favorites with UDrive Plus to quickly stack an extra 20 cents in gas savings. That includes Monster Energy and Red Bull and Gatorade and Body Armor. And that adds up. UDF, made for you. Specially marked products with an opted-in UDrive account.
Common Man and T-Bone.
They're not on vacation. They're in the Tangy.
In the Tangy? I didn't get that.
They're in the Olin Tangy.
I didn't get that.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Hey, welcome to the IKEA Midsummer Sale. Hello. Save up to 50% on outdoor furniture and indoor essentials and have your best summer.
Oh, how about storage for my inflatable flamingos?
We've got you covered. Let's turn your space into a summer haven with space for birds.
Awesome.
Visit us in store from June 12th to July 9th or at IKEA-USA.com/midsummer. Offer valid dates may vary. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and IKEA-USA.com/midsummer for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're off to a quiet but muggy start with some patchy fog out there for the morning commute. Temperatures rise this afternoon back into the upper 80s, feeling more like the lower 90s thanks to high humidity. We're tracking some patchy sun and a chance for a few afternoon pop-up showers. I'm meteorologist Madison Reich with your Doppler 10 forecast on The Fan.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
We here on The Juice are brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Austin, it's Friday, post 4th of July celebration. It is Marysville Marathon Eve, and currently, as of 7:49, 45 seconds, we are 24 hours inside of the kickoff to Marysville. What's getting fired up today, buddy?
10 seconds from now, we will be at the 24-hour mark. Teeing off at 7:50 at the Ridge Golf and Gardens, where I'm juiced for you to sing the national anthem tomorrow.
Yep.
Everyone has been waiting.
I had to do it last year.
I
did it last year.
By yourself?
Yeah.
Why don't all 12 of you sing?
16 this year.
16 now.
That'd be quite the chorus if all I don't think all 16 of us know the words to the national anthem.
I've been practicing for the last year. I did it last year.
Don't oversell my friends and family. I think if we put them on the spot, I'm not sure that they could all do it and get through it the way that Beam can. Beam can also do O Canada.
Correct. In French and English.
Yeah, he's got it all.
So if we need to sing O Canada tomorrow, I can also.
Do you have Canadians playing tomorrow or something?
There is one
like
dual
Jan,
citizen,
born in Canada and now is an American citizen,
and he's an asset to the event.
He is. He's great. He's
Chris Corrali.
He is terrific.
His brother's done something athletically too, but the one that I care about is Chris Corali.
Yeah, I don't know what his brother does, but yeah,
he's something.
He is pretty good. So Timmy was just in here, and Timmy's going to pop on the last segment of the show as Tim and Tyvis are going to fill in for Bo and the boys as they did yesterday and today. And so Tim is out there, and he's not stressed about the event. He's pretty laid back.
He doesn't know yet.
He doesn't know anything about the format. He goes, "What do we do? You just keep track of your team's overall record?" I'm like, "It's not technically." It's a team game, but it's also an individual leaderboard. So I think he was kind of scatterbrained a little bit this morning.
I am very interested, not just for the people at the fan family. With you to be there for your 5th event is great, and to sing the national anthem, I can't wait for it. Which you have now announced. Like that was part of the press release. You were going to make a grand proclamation during this show. So we've now done that. And to have Timmy, I've invited him before. We'll talk about this when he's in here. And he's like, 36 in one day? I don't think so. Like, scared to be great to come do this before. I said, do I have to keep inviting you, or are you just going to keep saying no? And this year he's like, I'll do it. I'm in. Take it easy on me. Well, I have no control over that.
Yeah, you have no control.
You do whatever pace you want, man, but this is the situation. A couple of years ago, he asked, can I just play 18? I said, no, you cannot.
No, absolutely not.
That's not how this works.
That's the one rule. If you're in for the entire day.
That's right.
There is no backing out of that. Shark?
Yeah.
What Schleg's got to say this morning?
Last night, I was starving, so I drove to Bob Evans.
And I was like, man, do I buy eggs or do I just make some? Because, I'm trying to get sexy. I've been on 2 cruises. So I stopped at Bob Evans there in Circleville. I ate a Western omelet, right? No carbs.
What time was this?
This was probably like at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock at night, eating omelets as only he can. Had a really, really nice 4th of July. Went to Megan and Jake's yesterday for, he cooked, smoked a pork butt.
Way to
And
go,
so
Jake.
I'll be eating pulled pork for the rest of the weekend anyway.
How's Pia doing? I know she's
Pia's
walking
great.
around now.
Jake and Meg went to the Hilliard fireworks last night, so we had Pia overnight at our house because she can't go to the fireworks yet. Her bedtime's like 7 o'clock.
Her bedtime is a half hours before Austin's last night.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a great time to go to
Although
bed.
she cried for about a half an hour, so it probably wasn't till like 8 o'clock that she finally got to sleep. But I went to the Dublin fireworks, which were fantastic as usual.
Go by yourself?
Well, I had my 2 sisters were there.
Okay.
My son Josh and his family were there.
I was going to say, Jan stayed home with the baby, I hope.
She did. And I went with the rest of the family, and it was fantastic. Martina McBride was in concert, and so she put on a really good show. And I'm not a big country music fan, but I knew, 3 or 4 of her
Nice.
songs, so that was good. And I also sang the national anthem, Beam, last night, but it was with 10,000 other people in attendance. Today, going to Ashland. My mom's birthday was yesterday, so we're going up there today for her birthday.
Is that a whole family event? Will your whole family go up
Just
there?
me and my siblings, not
Okay.
the grandchildren and all that. It'll only be like 7 or 8 of us up there. The White Sox have the worst record in baseball this season, but for some reason, the Guardians are struggling with them. They were just 4-5 going into yesterday's game, and then Stephen Kwan gave us some 4th of July fireworks. Here's Tommy Hamilton on WTAM in Cleveland.
Now the 2-2. Swung on, hit high, deep to right. It's got a chance. Gone. Stephen Kwan has hit his 8th. And every time he hits a home run, it's a new high water mark. A towering home run to right by the all-star left fielder.
Kwani is now batting .367. That leads not only the American League, all of Major League Baseball by a lot.
And he missed a month, too, didn't he?
He did. Kwan is at .367. The next highest average is Bobby Witt Jr. at .319. So we're looking at potential batting title this year, Beam.
I saw Dick Vitale tweet about this. This was a couple of days ago, and he said, this is funny, he's not watching much baseball. He said, wow, I just looked at the various lineups in Major League Baseball. I can't ever recall in all the years as a baseball lover that so many starters playing are hitting 195 and lower. Usually those guys with those embarrassing stats are shipped out to get back their stroke. Please, baseball experts, explain why. And I was like, I agree, Dick, with you. Batting averages, it's really impressive that Stephen Kwan is hitting .367.
Yeah.
Like, I know that that's not the metric that they look at now. They're like, oh, batting average, blah, 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 whatever. It's all about WAR and exit velo and home runs and slugging percentage and like all that. But still, I mean, to be hitting .367 almost at the midway point is pretty incredible. So fired up for you, Sharky. That was a nice win that they had. Fired up about the Reds. I mean, that has happened few and far between. When they play well, they're playing like one of the best teams in baseball. Just swept the Yankees over at Yankee Stadium. So that was very awesome to see. First time that the Yankees have been swept this year at home. First game interleague sweep for them at home ever. And then it's the Reds' first sweep of the Yankees since all the way back in the 76 World Series. Super fired up, juiced. I was texting Meredith this morning. I'm like, hey, how's everything going? Because she's down in Dayton with her mom. They did Americana Festival yesterday down in Centerville. And he didn't sleep very well going into yesterday morning because he was up like 4 or 5 times. It's not a great room that we've got him set up in there. Like, light comes in early, and it's just a new place, and he didn't sleep very well. So I texted her. I was like, hey, how did William sleep? Went down at 8 o'clock last night, about a half hour later than usual. And she goes, he's still going. As of 7:40 this morning, that boy was still sleeping. I'm like, that's great, because that is a gift. Because he's usually up between 6:15 and 6:30 on the dot. So, I mean, we're approaching the 8 o'clock hour, and he's still going. So he must have been blown out yesterday from playing with his cousins and having a great 4th of July. There are some familiar faces in the best college football duos of all time. One of them may or may not host this radio program.
Ooh.
That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, watch for a disabled vehicle blocking westbound 70 at Livingston Avenue. Your right shoulder is blocked off there. Expect slowdowns in the area. Southbound 71 from Polaris Parkway to 70, about a 10-minute drive there this morning. Southbound 315 from 270 to 70, about a 10-minute drive there with no major delays to report. 97.1 The Fan traffic.
At AAA, it's our policy to look on the plus side, and AAA Plus members tend to take the same view. Take Martin. Last Monday, his coffee surprised him with an extra 10 degrees of Fahrenheit. It was just the jolt of energy he needed. Later, when he walked into a door, he was happy to provide entertainment for his coworkers.
I'm okay.
And when his car battery took early retirement, he knew expert roadside assistance was only a call away.
Hello, AAA.
Become a AAA Plus member and experience peace of mind on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
Swimming is a great way to exercise and spend time with family and friends. Always swim with a buddy, keep an eye on children, and be prepared in an emergency if there is no lifeguard on duty. The next time you go to the pool, be water smart and know where the safety equipment is located. Complete the Ohio Department of Health Safety Equipment Scavenger Hunt and learn more about pool safety at odh.ohio.gov/swim. Have a safe swim.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Mark. The Shark Interleague play began in 1997 in baseball. Since then, the New York Yankees were never swept at home by a National League team in a series that lasted at least 3 games until this week. The Reds went to the Bronx and took 3 in a row from the Yankees, including an 8-4 victory yesterday. In Cleveland, Stephen Kwan had 2 singles and a home run as the Guardians beat the White Sox 8-4. Josh Naylor, Bo Naylor, and Andres Jimenez each drove in 2 runs for Cleveland. In golf, you've probably never heard of Hayden Springer. He's 236th in the official world golf rankings. Missed 5 straight cuts on the PGA Tour and was in danger of losing his tour card. But yesterday, Springer shot a 12 under 59 in the first round of the John Deere Classic in Illinois. It's the 14th sub-60 round in PGA Tour history. The Sports Center is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, give Mark Levy a call at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Counting down the days until Shark's retirement. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour number 3 of the program for us on a Friday. Brandon Beam, Austin Ward, Mark the Shark. Bob will be back with us on Monday. He's celebrating the 4th of July, as he does. Putting on the amateur fireworks show.
As only he does.
Oh, of course, man. I'm sure it was great. He actually said his 2 neighbors got out of town because they know what kind of a party he throws on the 4th of July. So they had to get out. It's a one-day affair, all right? If you set off fireworks into next week and the week after, then we need to have a talking to. But if you want to go through this week, it's fine.
I mean, there have been every night in my neighborhood. Like, we're celebrating the 2nd and the 3rd, and there'll be more on the 5th. Like, I'm not a big fireworks guy anyway. I don't want to go to Red, White, and Boom and deal with the traffic. The 4th of July and dealing with that, it's not really worth it for me. And I also saw fireworks like 5 nights in a row in Disney, so I'm like, I'm all good. Let's just knock it off, neighborhood. Let's cool out so I can go to sleep at 7:30.
Not everybody's able to see them 5 nights in a row at Disney, though.
Well, that's true. But they should.
Coming up here at 8:35, no AJ today. No AJ, all right? He is traveling to Wisconsin, so they're going to spend some family time out there to his old stomping grounds. I'm sure they're going to go to a lake. I think they would always go to a lake and have a good time. So no AJ today, coming up at 8:35. But Timmy is going to join us in our last segment, do a little crosstalk to get him prepped for what is coming for the Marysville Marathon coming up here tomorrow.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Reds 8, Yankees 4. Told you in our last segment, first team to sweep the Yankees at home this season. First 3-game interleague sweep for them ever. And then the first red sweep of the Yankees since 1976. They got the Tigers coming in tonight down at Great American Ballpark. Guards winners 8-4 last night over the stinky White Sox. Shark, correct me if I'm wrong. Up until last week, I think they were playing the Rockies. Maybe the White Sox had not been favored in a game all the way up until last week.
What?
Like they had
the entire season?
The entire season up until last week. I think they were playing the Rockies.
That's amazing.
That they hadn't been favored in one single game.
Man,
so far
are
this
a
year.
true gambler, aren't you?
No, I just heard that stat.
I
heard
can't believe it. You would think some of their home games they had to be favored. They've got some good starting pitchers. That blows my mind.
Yeah, so they win Guards 2 against the Sox like yesterday, 8-4. They got the Giants coming into town here this weekend, so interleague play for both the Reds and the Guards.
Going back to 2021, the Guards are 2-13 against the Giants.
Ooh.
It's a revenge series.
That seems less than ideal.
So our good friend Hayden Grove, who we have on this program of Cleveland.com, he tweeted this out, Shark, and I found it to be interesting. With every at-bat that Jose Ramirez encounters, he seemingly climbs up Guardians' all-time ranking leaderboards and something, whether that's hits or runs, RBIs, whatever it is. And Hayden tweeted this out, and I thought it to be pretty fascinating. Jose Ramirez and Jim Thome. This is Jim Thome, 1,377 games for the Indians then organization. Jose Ramirez, 1,374 in. So pretty close to the numbers. Jose, J-Ram, 239 home runs. Jim Thome, 334. That's going to take him a few seasons to get up to that number, right? Jose Ramirez, 1,416 hits in those amount of games. So more than a hit per game for Jose. Jim Thome, 1,332, slightly below the amount of hits per game for Jim Thome compared to Jose Ramirez. J-Ram, 849 runs. Jim Thome, 917. Those guys are really... Now, the home run number obviously leads the organization all time, but those numbers are about identical in the same amount of games played.
Every game... They show a stat of him climbing up some leaderboard. He might be, 11th in stolen bases or, 8th in total base, whatever. It's just, and the thing is, he's signed long term, so they're not going to get rid of him like they do most of their big name players.
They didn't have to.
Doesn't have to because he's only making $21 million a year.
That guy getting a statue? You think when it's all said and done?
Yeah. Definitely getting a statue. They may name the stadium after.
I love that guy so much. I love J-Ram. It's great to see he's continuing to do that. Crew tomorrow at home, big Trillium Cup rivalry.
Do we have to keep embracing?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Do you know what the Trillium Cup is?
I don't know how they came up with it. I don't know. I thought it was always the dumbest rivalry that was forced on the Crew, and now it's even less relevant. Because you have FC Cincinnati and Hell is Real, which is actually a real rivalry, and it makes geographical sense. There was never anything about Toronto that was like, that you should care about this. And I didn't care about it more than like Chicago.
Yeah.
Or
DC.
even DC, but certainly not compared to Cincinnati. So like, Do we have to keep even referencing Trillium Cup history? I never cared about it then, and I definitely don't care about it now.
The Trillium Cup. I'm on the official Wikipedia page of the Trillium Cup. It's got its own wiki page.
The Wikipedia.
The Trillium Cup is an annual rivalry between Major League Soccer clubs, Columbus Crew and Toronto FC. The Trillium Cup is named after Trillium, which is both the official flower of the Canadian province of Ontario and the official wildflower of the U.S. state of Ohio.
Oh, my gosh.
I didn't know that we had an official wildflower, and I certainly didn't know that it was Trillium.
I want to know who the person was who, we got to come up with a name for this catchy derby that we're going to put together between...
Dong Arbor.
It
was Dong.
But who did he just... you know what? You... over there in
Toronto,
in the rivalry department, go look up anything that might tie these two cities together. Or if you have to expand it to the state of Ohio, fine, but find something catchy. I don't know, an element, a flower. Just start there.
Hey, we've won the Trillium Cup the last couple of years, though, going back to 2021.
Well, because Toronto stinks.
If it's any sort of competition on the line, you want to win. So the Trillium. It's an actual cup. It's stupid. I don't understand.
It's the dumbest.
I really don't understand it. The rivalry became more intense when Toronto FC fans bought 2,500 tickets to the inaugural game at Columbus Crew Stadium. With buses organized for fans from Toronto heading to Columbus for the first time ever, March 29th of 2008, the Crew won 2-0 over their new rival. The second and third meetings at Toronto's BMO Field were draws, 0-0 and 1-1 respectively. The Crew claimed the inaugural Trillium Cup with a 5-2 to score on points earned. That's dumb.
So dumb.
That's dumb. Anyways, Trillium Cup tomorrow at 7:30. How was Disney? I feel like we haven't really talked about your Disney trip that much. Was it stressful?
It's always stressful. It was hot, exhausting. We are a family of three that likes to try and do as much as possible. So we cram that in, and I run the Genie Plus and get us from ride to ride. Well, a little bit maybe too much stress because we surprised Liberty. She didn't have any time to prepare.
That's what you were talking to me about when you were hosting the show a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. Lib's got to be excited. And you said she doesn't know about it.
We made it all the way to that morning of. I got her up at 6:15. I said, Allie had decorated downstairs and put up some princess stuff in the kitchen and wrote on a whiteboard. It's like, get dressed. We're going to Disney. And so I woke her up. I took her downstairs. I'm like, somebody decorated the house downstairs. Your birthday's not till tomorrow. I don't know what's going on, but there's stuff downstairs. And she's like, what? Well, okay. And it's like, it's my birthday eve. I don't understand. And she read the sign and she couldn't really process it. She's like, she's like, is this real? It's 6:30 in the morning now. Am I going? And then she freaked out. But she refuses to nap at this point. She wants to do every ride. I think we probably pushed her a little bit too far. So by Saturday night, and we had hopped. We did Animal Kingdom in the morning and Hollywood Studios in the afternoon. And she had decided that some rides now she was scared of, including Tower of Terror.
Well, with a name like that.
The first time we went to Disney, it was her favorite ride, bar none. And she wanted to do it over and over. And it's she's like, this ride I'm scared of. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do this ride. I'm scared of that. And I was the one that may have got pushed too far by that. And had done all the planning, not sleeping, getting up at 6 to book all the Genie Plus. And I'm like, just shut your mouth. I said that to my child. And she was
at Disney.
At Disney.
The world's happiest place, Austin.
I'm like, so I'm going to go give myself time out. And I went and sat at the front of the park. I left for a little bit and
slammed a couple of beers.
I just stopped. I left. I'm like, what am I doing? I was so frustrated with her.
This vacation isn't for you.
I thought, I said it needed to be for everybody, right? It can't just be for the birthday girl. And by Saturday, it wasn't her birthday anymore. I understand. I was wrong. I'm saying I was wrong. At the time, though, I was just like, don't I get to do anything I want? And I guess the answer I should have known was no. And after 2 hours, I came back and I'm like, let's, what am I doing? We paid a lot of money to be here.
Yeah.
And anyway, we moved on. And
where'd you stay?
We stayed at the Swan Reserve, which was
nice.
The only reason we were really able to put together a second trip this year, Shark, was we could put Marriott points, and it's one of the only like quote unquote on property Disney hotels that they don't manage. So it's a Marriott. I put all the points we had towards it, and I put all of my suite night upgrades towards it. So we got there and we got upgraded to the chairman suite.
Oh.
So it was like 900 square feet. It had a balcony out there where you could see Epcot and the fireworks, and it was great. And like everything was perfect. Like the only hiccup was me getting frustrated that I didn't get to do everything that I wanted to do with the trip with someone who just turned 7. And Allie like texted me. She's like, she's 7. And I'm like, I don't care. I want to do this.
I want to drink my way around Epcot.
She's like, you're the one that's acting like you're 7. She didn't say it. She just said she's 7. And that was like the last.
Do you realize that now when you're speaking it out loud?
I realized that like when I calmed down and like came back and we reunited as a family, and Liv was like, I'm so glad you're back, and gave me a big hug. And I was like, I don't know. Every family, I think, over a Disney vacation especially, but any vacation, and it's 5 days and you're out of your comfort zone and out of your element, I think there's going to be some disagreements, but I didn't think that I was going to cause it and I did.
So
you're like a college football team self-imposing penalties. You gave yourself a timeout.
I did, and I wasn't going to come back because I was like, this just.
What are you going to do? Leave?
I walked from Hollywood Studios back to the Swan Reserve, and then you already walk enough miles every day at Disney.
Yeah, let me tack on another mile.
That day, because I added another mile to myself as punishment, both ways, I've had 32,000 steps on that Saturday.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's enough to get you grumpy anyways.
But I felt better coming back. I just got it out of my system.
Sometimes you just need to go scream in the parking lot of the Swan Reserve.
I did.
Yeah, I'm glad to know that.
I'm not proud, but I want to be upfront and honest about it.
Hey, at least you were clear on the situation. That you were in the wrong.
Like, everyone's been, asking about the trip, and we were there with the family yesterday on the 4th of July, and I think Allie has admitted a lot of the details about what happened on Saturday, and I'm going to share it with everyone here. This is a safe space on Morning Juice. But
well, hold that thought, because we're up against it.
I'm just taking accountability.
Austin's going to just continue to have a therapy session with us next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, watch for an accident blocking Wilson Road at West Broad Street. Expect slowdowns in the area. We're seeing delays westbound 70 at Livingston Avenue. Disabled vehicle, that one blocking your right shoulder this morning. 97.1, The Fan traffic.
Driving plays a big part in driving the local economy. It helps us all get where we're going and creates good jobs close to home. At Synovus Energy, our refineries in Toledo and Lima are a reliable domestic source of gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. Plus, more than 2,300 employees and contractors work for us here in Ohio. See how we're helping local communities move forward at Synovus.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for over 30,000 mouth-watering choices with savings beyond low prices, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. More savings and more inspiring flavors make Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Be sure to keep thirst-quenching drinks on hand. Right now, Powerade or Body Armor Super Drinks are only 79 cents each with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Another day is here, and you're ready for it. What to wear? Check. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Check. Planning for what's next and how to save for it? That's where Bank of America can help. For your financial to-dos, Bank of America has experts ready to help get you closer to your goals. Get started at one of our Central Ohio financial centers or 24/7 in our mobile banking app. Find a location near you at bankofamerica.com/talktous. What would you like the power to do? Mobile banking requires downloading the app and is only available for select devices. Message and data rates may apply. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic, Hidden Valley Ranch, or new smoky barbecue. White Castle, follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
The best of two leagues meet again this summer. Catch the stars of MLS and Liga MX as they show off their skills at the 2024 MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T. Tuesday, July 23rd at Lower.com Field. Tickets start at $25. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster.
The Buckeyes are starting fall camp and we're tagging along. The Fan is broadcasting live August 1st through the 4th at Ohio State football practice. Morning Juice and Bishop and Friends Thursday and Friday, plus live weekend programming. Let's go.
Listen up, gamers. Mountain Dew has always been your go-to for a refreshing citrus kick. Now it's also your go-to for gaming rewards. With Mountain Dew Gaming Rewards, you just look for codes under the caps of specially marked 20-ounce bottles of Mountain Dew. Enter those codes online to bank points, and then redeem them for awesome gaming gear. Everything from gift cards, game copies, controllers, consoles, custom Mountain Dew gaming gear, and more. Join Mountain Dew Gaming Rewards now.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18+. Subject to program terms at mountaindewgaming.com and it's 1525. Voter prohibited.
Attention aspiring media stars. Are you ready to take your talent to the next level? Register for your chance to win the Be On Air Summer Slam contest. This is your chance to showcase your skills in a thrilling 30-second live script challenge. Visit now at studiocontest.com to secure your spot and compete for amazing prizes, including a 4-hour studio session, Shure MV7 microphone, and Audio-Technica M20X headphones. Don't miss out on this dynamic event. Be On Air Summer Slam contest, where talent meets opportunity. Visit studiocontest.com and sign up today.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm getting married today.
You may now kiss the bride.
I'm also a firefighter and first responder. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're also making sure I can get to my wedding ceremony, start the next chapter of my life.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Let's all give them room to work. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're waking up, stepping out the door to muggy conditions. Once again, we've got high humidity, comfortable temperatures, and some patchy fog for the morning commute. You might need a couple extra minutes to get to where you need to go. We're also talking about some pop-up showers later this afternoon and temperatures rising into the upper 80s. Columbus topping out at 88. A meteorologist Madison Reich with your Doppler 10 forecast on the Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
The Schmitz-Cardell Jones Celebrity Softball game, well, it's approaching quickly. Why picnic when you can Schmitnick? And it's all presented by Monogram Homes. When? Saturday, July 20th, 6:30 p.m., Huntington Ballpark. That's in 15 days, all right? You got current Ohio State football players versus former Ohio State football players. Former players who are scheduled to play in the event. Cardell Jones, obviously, he's the captain. It's named after him. Tyvis Powell is going to be hosting this show with Timmy Hall coming up here at 9 o'clock. DeVere Posey, who's going to be hosting from noon to 3. So all the guys in the softball game are right here on the Fan. James Laurinaitis, Boom Herring, current players scheduled to play. You got Emeka Egbuka, who is the current Buckeyes captain. Jack Sawyer, who's in studio with us a little bit earlier on here this week. Will Howard, Devin Brown, JT Tui, Molowau. Tickets are only $10 and are available today at BuckeyeCruise.com. So go out there and get you some of that. So we were just talking about, your trip to Disney, how you had a little bit of meltdown and yelled at a 7-year-old. Mm-hmm. Probably not the proudest moment of your life.
Definitely not.
Have you guys done the big family trip to Disney? I don't think we've ever asked you this question.
Oh, yeah, several times. And I will say this. At my age, I'll probably never go back. It is a stressful thing. It's very expensive, too. My gosh, first time I went to Disney World was in 1974. With my parents, they took us kids, and Disney opened, I think Disney World opened in 1971. So it was, they had the Magic Kingdom, but Epcot wasn't around. None of that stuff was around. And it was $10 or $12 to get in.
Wow.
That's 50 years ago. Now, you got to take out a second mortgage to go to Disney. But, yeah, I took I've taken my boys there. I've taken Megan there another time. I've probably been to Disney, I don't know, 5 times, and then I've also been to Disneyland in California a couple times. So I don't need to do it again. Honestly.
Not even with the grandkids?
Probably not.
So,
I mean, I'm never going to say never, but I've done that enough. I don't need to do it again.
I have anxiety of public places, like places like that. It gives me a little bit of the heebie-jeebies.
Would you get on the Tower of Terror?
Yeah, I'd get in the Tower.
It's just
Tower
a
of
big
Terror.
8-story drop.
So I've gone, like I went when I was really young. I don't remember it, but there are pictures of me.
There's proof
at Disney World. So I was there. I wasn't like cognizant at that point. I don't remember it, but there are pictures of me there. And so I was having a chat with Meredith's mom when we were up in Michigan together a couple of weeks ago. And some of their family lives down like in the Orlando area, and like they're not too far away. And someone has tickets like to Universal, which Mary and I did a couple of years ago, which was fun. Like I liked going to Universal because it's kind of the redheaded stepchild down there, but it's still a great place. Like they've got the Harry Potter world down there now, which is was pretty cool. And I was having a conversation. I'm like, I never need to go back there. And she's like, Brandon, what you're realizing is that William has never been to Disney World. And what you're also not really realizing is that your mother-in-law wants to go to Disney World with the entire family, with your nephews and your brother-in-law, your sister-in-law, and your wife and your son. And I just looked at the ground. I was like, oh, no.
You don't want that. I promise you.
That doesn't sound very fun at all. And then I had a moment like you where I'm like, well, what about what's in it for me? And then I became very selfish. I'm like, well, what am I going to get out of it? A child's laughter and smiles? I don't want that.
Life's ultimate gift.
He has plenty of laughter and smiles just hanging out somewhere in Columbus. He was fine up at the lake in Michigan. He seems to be happy there. He doesn't even know that Disney World exists.
Yeah, you don't want the more people you add to it, the worse that situation is going to be. And I think like we didn't, Allie and I didn't envision that the size of our family was going to be 3. We thought there was going to be more. It didn't work out for us. But going to Disney with 3 is actually just about perfect.
Kind of a sweet spot.
That's our silver lining, and it is great. And especially because, like, hey, Space Mountain, there's only room for 3. Guess what? We've got the whole spaceship to ourselves. But the rest of the family, like, they love Disney too. And like my brother-in-law Paul and his wife, they were talking about it yesterday, and they've got 4 kids. And, oh, everyone should go together, and the cousins should play together. The cousins get along great. And my mother-in-law, she's never been to Disney. She'd love to go. That's great. You guys are going to have to do that without me. I can run Genie Plus for the 3 of us. I will make the dinner reservations. But you just like thinking about trying to eat shark, like the more people you add, the less likely you're going to be able to all come to consensus. Then you add in rides and where you're going to go and heat and rain.
Well, even the different parks too. Like you probably can't decide on a park.
So no, I'm like, that's not going to happen. If I get pushed to the brink just with my perfect threesome of Disney fans that I suffer a meltdown, I am not going to run Genie Plus for 13 people.
Is that like their built-in app that you book?
You get on the app, you're trying to do lightning lanes. So one of the things
that sounds like
good for you.
It sounds too much.
But it's good.
Sounds like too much.
It removes for you having to wait in lines if you have anxiety about that in the public spaces.
I have anxiety of waiting in lines. I just have anxiety about the entire process.
Okay. Well, then maybe it's not for you. It's probably not. But it's definitely not if you're going to have to do it with 12 people.
So we went on a family cruise, and now this is years back, maybe like 2015, maybe 2016. I don't know if I was out of college or still in college. And my grandma, you know what? It would have been 2014 because this was her 80th birthday, and she just turned 90. So like she wanted to go on a cruise with the entire family, and like luckily we have a pretty. Like our extended family is pretty small. I mean, it was my grandma, it was my grandpa, it was, my mom, her 3 brothers and sisters, and then it was me and my 3 cousins. So like that was it. It wasn't a terribly large group. So we went on a cruise, and it was like a 5-day, 5-day cruise, like not the longest thing in the world, but we all had convened down in Florida where they lived during the winter. And so like it was a couple of days before that. everybody knows families, they have tiffs and, all these different kinds of things. And I was the only one, my uncle and me were the only ones who were like living away at the time because everybody else is in Dayton. I'm in Columbus. He was living down in Florida. And so we get ready. We're on the cruise ship. My mom doesn't have her passport. So we think that she's going to get left at port, which was already a hard thing to overcome. So somehow she managed to get on the ship. I don't know if they took a picture of her birth certificate or got faxed there, but whatever. We fixed that situation. So about 2 or 3 days into this, we were going to, it wasn't Cozumel. We were in Cozumel, Mexico. And I had enough. I was over it. I was done with the trip. We were eating every meal together, which was great. I love my family, but it was too much for me. I was a little overstimulated. And so everyone's like, oh, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the Stingray, expedition today, where we go out and you're going to get in the snorkels and you're going to swim with stingrays, and we're all going to do that. I looked at them. I'm like, I'm not doing that. They're like, what do you mean you're not doing that? I said, I'm not going to do it. They're like, well, what are you going to do? Everybody else is doing this. You're going to be the one to opt out. It's like, yes, I am. I'm not doing it. And so all of them, we, deport in Cozumel, everybody gets off. They're all just like, all right, see you later. So they go off to do the Stingrays. I walked down the street, got a 6-pack of Corona, parked my ass right there on the beach for 3 hours, drinking Coronas, sitting in the water, talking to some people. Had the best time of my entire vacation in that 3 hours.
Sometimes you need a break.
Sometimes you need a break. We got the best duos in college football. And yes, one of them, and also the guy who we were supposed to have on next, who's traveling to Wisconsin, they may be on the list as the best, one of the best tandems in college football history. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, we're seeing moderate to heavier traffic flows now on your area freeways. Watch for an accident blocking Wilson Road at West Broad Street. Police on scene there. Westbound 70 at Livingston Avenue. We have reports of a disabled vehicle, that one blocking your right shoulder this morning. 97.1 The Fan.
Your roof took a beating from winter storms, spring rain, and sun damage. Call Legacy Roofing Services before that crack or seam becomes a major leak, costing thousands of dollars. Call Legacy today, 800-880-ROOF, 800-880-ROOF. Legacy Roofing Services.
Who are the people that serve part-time in the Ohio Army National Guard? We are your neighbors and friends. We are your sons and daughters. Our service is providing us valuable job skills, and it pays up to 100% of our tuition. We're proud to serve our state. We are your Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with the Ohio Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard. Aired by the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Men, this is Jeff, and I'm one of the owners of Tri-State Men's Health, where we treat men's sexual health issues here in our area. I say our area because I'm from here, and I'm proud that the practices in the Tri-State region are leading the charge against erectile dysfunction, low testosterone, and other conditions that affect a man's sexual well-being. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in dealing with these problems. For ED, we have a variety of treatment options and treatment combinations that if you're like most men, you will get your sex life back. And I can say this with all confidence as we have the protocols that work in well over 90% of cases. If you're suffering with the fatigue, low sex drive, bad sleep, brain fog, and other symptoms of low testosterone, our treatment plans are highly effective, with most men seeing significant changes in just a few weeks. So call Tri-State Men's Health today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations, just off 270 in Hilliard and near the Medical Mile in Westerville. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Turn any picnic into a Schmitnick. Whether you order online, pick up at Schmidt's, or need catering, we bring the delicious flavors of our famous sausages to your celebrations. Why picnic when you can Schmitnick?
Guess what? Our ugly faces are on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan and watch all your favorite shows. Laptop, phone, tablet, smart TV, we're everywhere. Bring us in the bedroom with you. Yes, The Fan.
It's the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. So give your friends something to look at and make this a summer to share and save with a capable Kia SUV like the Sorento, Sportage, Seltos, or Telluride, or a powerful sedan like the fun-to-drive Forte. each backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And for a limited time, get 1.9% APR for 48 months for well-qualified buyers and $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2024 Sportage and Sorento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance, subject to credit approval for purchase of a new 2024 Sportage or Sorento. Excludes hybrids and PHEVs. $21.65 per month per $1,000 financed at 48 months. $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged models must be applied as down payment. Must take delivery by 7/8/24. Limited inventory. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for details.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Ooh, what a dinger. Man, I miss our days playing ball. But ever since I turned 40, just thinking about taking a lap around the bases makes me tired. You ever think lower testosterone is the issue? What are you saying? After 40, the body has less testosterone, impacting your drive. That's why guys like me take Nugenix Total T, to keep their energy up. Nugenix really works for you? Since I started taking Nugenix, I feel great. Getting up early for workouts. I'm focused, energized, getting things done at work, in the gym. I even feel more passion in my relationship. How do I give Nugenix a try? Send them a text for a complimentary bottle.
Text CASH to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text CASH to 321-321. That's CASH to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Beamer and Shark love baseball. Bobby wants to murder Rob Manfred with his bare hands. See? A little something for everyone. This is Morning Juice.
Here's Long here, little Friday edition of the program. Brandon Beam, Austin Ward, Mark the Shark. Usually at this time, we check in with AJ Hawk. He's not here today. He's traveling, a little morning travel over Wisconsin. Having a great time, continuing the 4th of July week. I was looking at this, Austin, on 24/7 Sports, and they ranked, and again, this is, I mean, it's all subject to your feelings, and it's list season. We know that.
It is definitely list season.
We're in the thralls of list season, and this was done by Brad Crawford, who I think does a pretty nice job with them. Said game changers, college football's best athletes of all time, truly jump off the page, forever etched in memory as superstars. Ranking the 50 best playmaking duos ahead of the 24 season took the minds of several national analysts and historical gurus who debated for hours on which tandems to include. Quarterbacks are all the rage, but oftentimes it's their top-end wideouts, bruising ball carriers who hinder much of the production offensively. And on defense, edge rushers, linebackers, and ball hawks in the secondary can alter a drive's outcome at any moment. Of course, there are notable exclusions. This is where you come in. Let us know if we missed any as you sift through many of the greatest pairings our sport has ever seen. So they talked among experts and analysts and, like he said, historical gurus of the game of the top 50 college football tandems of all time. Coming in at number 50, we're just going to do the whole 50.
Read them all.
Just to give you an idea of how the first few shake out, then we'll stop when an interesting one comes up or the Buckeyes. Number 50, Phillip Rivers and T.A. McClendon from NC State. That's a nice little banger for a 50-pack.
That's top 50 all time?
Top 50 all time.
I couldn't have even had told you that T.A. McClendon played with Phillip Rivers.
I didn't even know that you hated Phillip Rivers and T.A. McClendon so much.
I mean,
those guys obviously played at NC State.
I don't have strong feelings about T.A. McClendon at all.
The brothers Pouncey, Mike and Marquise for Florida.
All right.
I get that. They come in at number 49. Kenyon Barner, LaMichael James at Oregon. That was a pretty damn good pairing. Right there. Antrell Roll and Sean Taylor at number 41 with Miami. John Beeson, Jonathan Vilma as well at Miami as well. Elvis Gerback and Desmond Howard come in at number 40. Yeah, I'm with you there. Champ Bailey and Ronald Bailey, defensive backs at Georgia. Santana Moss and Andre Johnson, wide receivers at Miami. They clock in at number 36. And Ndamukong Suh and Prince Amukamara at Nebraska. That's a pretty solid one.
Yeah.
Colt McCoy, Jordan Shipley. I mean, we're still in the 30s here. Here's where you get to some interesting stuff. Coming in at number 30, AJ McCarron and Amari Cooper. Yeah, those guys were pretty darn good down there in Tuscaloosa. Tua and Jerry Jeudy just a few years ago down in Alabama at number 28. Nick Bosa and Chase Young at 27. That one could have been way higher up the list. If
they got to actually finish.
If they got to finish the season together.
Yeah. I think you asked anybody in Columbus, be like, well, we barely got to see that. That's based on potential of what you could have seen with Chase Young and Nick Bosa. Because the production when they were together was pretty minimal thanks to the injury situation.
You had Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave at number 46, actually. I missed them.
Okay.
I missed them from the top. Right below them is Chad Johnson and TJ Houshmandzadeh, which is another.
Houshmandzadeh?
Yeah, TJ Houshmandzadeh. And then the two guys who are usually on talking about God knows what, in this hour, at this time, every Friday, Bobby Carpenter and A.J. Hawk ranking the top 50 college football duos of all time in at number 22. Just sneaking right in there into the top 25.
Weren't they a trio? Come on.
I know. I'm like, where would the top trios rank? Add Schlegs into the mix there.
Yeah, you got to go higher on that one. I think that's the appreciation for what those guys did. I feels like it's greater in hindsight than it was in the moment. Yeah. Do you agree with that? I mean, I don't know that people would have been making this list in around 2006 and be like, this, you're watching something truly special. Like, we all know that they're very good, very productive, great careers, but it's almost like what's happened for them afterwards has helped enhance that and be like, you know what, that was pretty unique.
That's the two personalities, too, to go along with it, right? I mean, you have to think when those guys came out, I was a young lad when they're out there playing, 12, 13 years old, maybe younger than that, 2003 to 05. Yeah, I mean, I would have been, 11, 12, 13 in their time here. The long hair, and then when he added Schlegs to the mix, then it really, linebacker mania. Shark, you were covering the team during that time. The mania surrounding those three guys was out of control. It was out of control.
I don't remember it being out of control, and I don't remember it being that special. It was neat. They were all crazy. Well, AJ wasn't crazy, but Schlegs and Bobby were.
AJ was pretty quiet back then.
He was, and Bobby was a pain in the butt. Every time we'd talk to Tress back then, and Tress wouldn't say a bad thing about anybody, but he would admit that Bobby was, it was a rough 4 years with him. And Bobby will agree with that now. He's matured a lot since then, but
I think he would have agreed with it in real time.
Yeah, probably. But I don't remember thinking, oh man, this is really special.
That's the highest Buckeye tandem that you have. That's the highest Buckeye duo on the list. There are no more after Age and Bob.
That part is astounding to me.
Yeah.
If you're counting like Elvis Gerbach as part of a tandem with a Heisman winner, Ohio State has no quarterbacks that are going to count in this for like a 1-2 punch.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Like Braxton Miller and Devin Smith, that was pretty fun.
Man, yeah, that was great.
It might not have had the accolades and when they were doing that in 2012.
Braxton and Carlos Hyde. That was pretty awesome.
There was a lot of stuff that was fun to watch. Even in 2014, again, we're just going to keep rolling along with Devin Smith and Cardale Jones, like the way that they finished the year. Or a 1-2 punch of JT Barrett and Cardale Jones.
Yeah.
Like
that would have been a top duo.
I think that's pretty good, but you could continue down that list. There were other, defensive players making an impact for that national title team. It feels like they wanted to carve out exceptions for those teams that were at the very best. And like, wait a minute, we don't have enough Ohio State guys on here.
Number 10, we'll do the top 10 here. Mac Jones and Devonta Smith. Yep. Those we're familiar with those guys and what they were able to do. Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne at number 9. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase at number 8. Get that one.
Okay.
Understand that one with what those guys did. Thurman Thomas, Barry Sanders. That's an all-time duo.
Sure.
That would be considered an all-time duo. Chad Pennington and Randy Moss at Marshall. Great. Love that. Ronnie Brown and Cadillac Williams. Another great running back duo in tandem. Those guys doing it down in Auburn. Darren McFadden and Felix Jones. They were special.
Can I guess number 1?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Where are you in this list?
We're at number 3.
Okay, go ahead.
Pat White and Steve Slayton at number 3 out of West Virginia.
Number 3?
Those guys were electrifying. Those guys were electrifying.
But the third greatest duo in college football history.
It's not my list, all right?
I know.
Don't yell at me. Don't shoot the messenger. Number 2, Tim Tebow and Percy Harvin.
All right.
At Florida.
Yeah.
Can you guess number 1?
Well, when USC had the backfield of Charles White and Marcus Allen, Marcus was playing fullback for Charles White, and they both won Heismans. But there's a Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart in there somewhere.
Out of all the duos in college football history, you were able to nail down the number one spot.
They both won Heismans.
Yeah.
Played together. But Charles White and Marcus Allen aren't on that list.
Let me type in.
It feels like it's a modern era list to me.
Yeah.
There's so many people that are missing here, like Archie and Pete Johnson. Just like, where would that fit in?
I'm trying to find, the oldest ones on the list.
Right.
And it might be Desmond and Elvis, like as far as they go back. They got Brian Bosworth and Sonny Brown out of Oklahoma. That was back in the day too, a little bit.
Yeah, that was 80s. Think about Army had back-to-back Heisman winners in the backfield, but that was, in the 40s.
Yeah, if you have a nickname like Mr. Inside and Mr. Outside, or you played like on a team that had the Four Horsemen, like you're probably
deserving to be.
You probably had some duos in there, but I get it. Like, how are we going to quantify that? Are you a historian of the game? Like, lists are hard, and they're, as you said right off the top, like they're subjective and personal.
What do you think Jack Park's number one duo in Ohio State history would be? If we were able to crawl inside his brain, what do you think it would be?
Probably not Bobby and AJ.
I think it'd probably be Archie and Pete.
Yeah.
A lot of touchdowns on those resumes.
Yeah, Archie didn't score many touchdowns because
Pete had them all.
He got them all from the 1 and 2 yard line.
We're going to reveal our fan poll and also check in with our great friend Timmy Hall next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, we're seeing moderate to heavier traffic flows now on your area freeways. Watch for an accident blocking Wilson Road at West Broad Street. Police on scene there. Westbound 70 at Livingston Avenue. We have reports of a disabled vehicle, that one blocking your right shoulder this morning. 97.1 The Fan. Traffic.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for over 30,000 mouth-watering choices with savings beyond low prices, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. More savings and more inspiring flavors make Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Be sure to keep thirst-quenching drinks on hand. Right now, Powerade or Body Armor Super Drinks are only 79 cents each with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hi, it's me, Little Bob from Bob's Discount Furniture. I know, you don't know me yet, but I'm here to let you know that I'm opening up a brand new store in your area, located at Taylor Square in Reynoldsburg, bringing even more of my everyday low prices to the people of Ohio. And if you can't wait, MyBobs.com is the quickest and easiest way to get unbeatable furniture prices delivered straight to your home today. That's my brand new Bob's Discount Furniture, coming to Reynoldsburg this summer.
Get Bob's Discount!
Okay, so that's the final price. Oh, an extra fee to drive here, is that it? A knock on the door fee, so is that the final price? A 15% Wednesday surcharge, what for? Oh, because it's Wednesday. Of course. Can I get back to you on this?
Apex Pros, the pros who knows.
This quote you gave me, are there any other charges I don't know about?
Other charges?
Like an it's too sunny fee or my dog wet the carpet tax.
No, Apex always gives you upfront pricing.
No surprise fees?
Never.
No charge if your stomach hurts or you lost your library card?
Upfront pricing every time at Apex Pros, whether it's plumbing, heating, and AC, or our new electrical services.
I'll call you right back. Hello, other company? Hi, me again.
It's Alex, the friendly Apex Bear. You'll never get a surprise charge with the Apex Pros upfront price guarantee. Schedule an appointment now at apexpros.com.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
When you have to stop but don't really want to, stop at BP. Because BP has everything you need to keep it going. Fuel to keep the adventures going. The BP Me app to keep the savings and the commutes going. Snacks and drinks to keep the crew going. And the BP Me Rewards Visa to keep the rewards going and going and going. A stop at BP isn't a stop at all. Keep it going.
America's favorite car show returns to Ohio for the biggest hot rodding event of the year. It's the Good Guys 26th Summit Racing Nationals, and it's all taking place July 12th through the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Check out thousands of chrome and candied hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Shop the huge swap meet and vendor midway and see which rides take home the crown of the Good Guys 2024 Classic Instrument Street Rod and PPG Street Machine of the Year. It's all happening July 12th through the 14th at the Ohio Expo Center, and you don't want to miss it. Get complete details at good-guides.com.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's sea to shining sea, and water damage as far as the eye can see. It's America. It's freshly mowed grass and a fence that was freshly vandalized by a pack of unruly teens. It's America. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Because comfort keeps us going. So grab your family, your friends, and your Wrangler layers for some fresh air adventures together. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're off to a quiet but muggy start with some patchy fog out there for the morning commute. Temperatures rise this afternoon back into the upper 80s, feeling more like the lower 90s thanks to high humidity. We're tracking some patchy sun and a chance for a few afternoon pop-up showers. I'm meteorologist Madison Reich with your Doppler 10 forecast on The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
Well, you're on the Juicer, brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Healthy, leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Uncle Bo and the boys will be up next. Actually, they won't. It will be Timmy and Tyvis yet again, cosplaying as Bishop and friends. Timmy, happy 5th of July to you, my friend. What's happening?
We will not go quietly into the night.
I didn't get a you guys.
You guys. We golfing, boys. It's good to see you. Austin, Beam, Shark. Yeah, second day in a row we do a little Buckeye Show takeover.
This is so unnatural to see you in the morning.
Yes.
It's just it's so very odd.
How's it feel for you?
This is where I'm getting now. So, I mean, I still set a bunch of alarms. I mean, even though 9 a.m. you're safe, right? You're fine. But I set my alarms for like 5:45, 5:50, and then another one at 6 a.m. So I do the Google Chrome. I've got those little nests all around the house. Those are great, right? Because I'm laying in bed and I don't have to like fiddle around on my phone. I just say, hey, Google, set the alarm. And then it does it, right?
I don't know if I can trust that.
Well, it's worked every time. Unless the power goes out, you're good. But if you don't wake up and you just ignore it because you just tell it to shut off or like you just snooze it. And I had that jolt awake moment today. And thank God it was only 6:50 in the morning.
Oh, plenty of time.
The sun is shining bright, right? And I'm thinking, oh my God, is it
9:15?
Is it 8:52 right now? Or is it 9:11? And Fish has called me and Tyvis is texting. I'm not going to let Tyvis ever beat me into work. Like, that's a bad day. That's a bad day if he ever gets here before me, but we're good. But it is very strange.
It is odd because if you're just what time are you normally getting up in the summer hours?
I don't have to set alarms, so I just get up at around 7 or so.
Nice.
To start doing whatever.
So even your normal wake up time.
It was about the normal wake up time.
You would have been fine.
Yeah, would have been fine.
Show.
But if I were ever to fill in for you, oh my God. Oh my God. Because I did it at the first stage of my career when I got my first full-time job. I was producing for a morning 6A to 9A show. Mm-hmm. And that was 3:30. I think Shark comes in at like midnight 30, but I would come in at 3:30, 3:45.
Shark sleeps
to get ready.
Shark sleeps during the day. So like he sleeps from like noon to 7.
And then he rewatches the guards, right?
And then, unless they're on live, then he'll catch that.
Yeah,
but if it's a daytime game, then yes, he won't even look at his phone because he doesn't want to know the score, so he will throw it on the DVR.
No, yeah, but
It would be terrifying if I was filling in on the juice.
Do you want to explain to him the scenario for tomorrow and what's going on and the process and how this all works? Because you've played in Central Ohio two-man scramble league events before. You're not new to that format.
I've been in two events before. I do recall the first time I ever played with you guys, we were at Benttree.
Yeah.
And
you won.
I won.
Yeah.
Me and my partner won
That's
event.
the best debut you can possibly have.
That's as good as it gets.
And Tim, everybody liked you. They're like, can't we get him to play in the Marysville Marathon?
We're trying. We're very busy. We have a full schedule.
The first time I asked, you said, do I have to play all 36? And I'm like, of course you do. And you're like, no.
That sounds like a lot.
Not doing it.
We just, when you're a live boy, you get to set your own schedule. And we don't play a lot of events, all right? So this is one of the premier ones, so we're coming out to play.
I was really glad. I was like, we're scrambling. We got to get to 16. And I'm like, Tim has always said no. He said that he wasn't going to play 36. It's busy. I'll just throw him out the invite again. That's the courtesy. I like it. Do a lot of radio with him, and I'll let him say no. And when you said yes, I was ecstatic.
I like it. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun day tomorrow. It's not going to be like burning hot either.
Yeah, 85 I think is the high. The humidity is going to drop significantly. I went outside yesterday just to let the dog out. I'm like, even if it wasn't excruciatingly hot, it was just disgusting to be outside. Disgusting with the humidity.
I think this is the best forecast, knock on wood, that we've ever had for the marathon. Because there's been days, we do this around the 4th of July, so it's hot and scorching days that you're playing 36 holes. You're probably having some beverages and some Jell-O shots, and it just wears you out. You're most likely, almost certainly, having both of those things, and you get to the end, and it's like that's where the marathon part came from. How do you get to the end of this?
Fuel by Leinenkugel. That's how. That's how we do this. So
you're not going to drink the most summer shandy tomorrow, Tim. I hate to say
the challenge has been issued.
Man.
Paul Rupp, are you listening?
Let's go.
Tim Hall thinks he can put more summer shandies down.
I remember drinking some shandies with Paul. It's a great day. It's a great day. So we have a two-man scramble, right? That's what's fun, and we switch partners every 9.
You'll have 4 different partners throughout the day. You'll be keeping your individual
that's a lot of partners.
Score. So like when you played before, you just had somebody and we played 18 and, the low score won. But this is not a team event, although you have a partner, and you're going to most likely gamble against them for a head-to-head matchup. Not mandatory, just encouraged. But you'll then be keeping your own score with all 4 partners to par and stroke play at the end.
I like it. There's some strategy here. It's mostly an individualized event, but for those 9 holes, your partner matters.
He's the most important person
He's the
in your
most
life.
important guy in your life for that, because we both got to do it. But if you got to be on your game for basically the whole damn thing. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah. The cream rises to the top.
It does. Or you can eject your seat out in the back 9 of the back 18.
I'm coming off a good round, so that probably is a bad thing.
Oh, you don't want the good vibes.
We'll see how it goes. Coming off of a great round, so it usually crashes and burns, but we'll try to keep it going for 2 in a row.
I haven't played in 3 weeks, so I'm in perfect form.
How's that baby life, Beam?
It's fine. Yeah, it's good.
You remember what I said?
I know. We've swapped now. You know that? For years, I'd asked him, like the last 10 years, you want to play golf? He's like, it's Wednesday. No, I can't play golf. Saturday. What are you talking about?
There's no golf, Beam.
Yeah, there's none.
My wife will text me on the 11th tee box. Are you almost done? No, I'm not almost done.
But now
I'll be home in 3 hours.
But now that I'm thinking about it, now it's going to ruin my round. Yeah, now I'm just like, I don't even ask. There's just no point.
How do you go away all day?
Yeah, there's just no. You're talking about
this is going to be a mental load, Beam. You'll be thinking about this before the first 18 is done.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, I played it last year. He was 3 months old.
That's why we put it on the calendar, because you have months to prepare and tell your significant others. The real key, we're going to see how the great Patrick Rupp, Beam's nemesis on tour, how he responds. He hasn't played. He just had a baby last month. So we'll see how he handles the elements.
I hope I'm not partnered with him tomorrow.
Nobody wants Patty right now. Normally you want Patty. He's the most consistent player on the tour. Hasn't touched the club, and he hasn't been sleeping.
Man, I think I might have the clearest mind of all of you. Maybe other than Austin.
Can't lose.
I've been struggling mentally.
Before we get out, you fought with a 7-year-old on vacation, for God's sake. Before we get out of here, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. If you had the money, if that was no object, would you take the family trip to Disney World? Yes, no, or already done that. I'm with you. I say no. Austin just did it and was screaming at his 7-year-old child.
Jack doesn't want to go.
That's great.
He's a Cedar Point, Kings Island guy.
That's the best news.
Like, let's keep the money in Ohio like Woody Hayes would want. All right? That's what we're doing.
Not taking it across state boundaries. A-Word Sports had so much fun with you today. What do you say we reconvene tomorrow, first T-Box, 7:50 a.m. over at the Ridge?
Let's just be there at 6. It'll feel like today.
Timmy, have a fantastic show, and I'll also see you tomorrow.
Beam, Austin, prepare to lose.
Everybody, have a great weekend. We'll update you, I'm sure, either when we get back on Monday of what the full standings was. If Tim was able to take down everyone in the Shandy matchup, my money is on no, absolutely not. It's not going to happen. Everybody have a great weekend. We are back live on Monday morning. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, expect delays as you make your way westbound 70 at Livingston Avenue. A disabled vehicle blocks your right shoulder. Expect slowdowns in the area. We do have reports of an accident blocking Wilson Road at West Broad Street. Police and crews on scene there. 97.1 The Fan traffic.
This is a Fan Action Update.
NFL quarterback prop bets are out. Top 5 quarterbacks over under rushing yards for this year. Of course, has Lamar Jackson with the highest over under at 725.5. A tie for second is Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels at 550.5. Anthony Richardson's fourth at 525.5. And Josh Allen is fifth among quarterbacks over under rushing yards at 500.5. For your action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Score a goal with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the checking account that rewards you for supporting the crew. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, official credit union of the Columbus Crew, federally insured by NCUA.
Driving plays a big part in driving the local economy. It helps us all get where we're going and creates good jobs close to home. At Synovus Energy, our refineries in Toledo and Lima are a reliable domestic source of gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. Plus, more than 2,300 employees and contractors work for us here in Ohio. See how we're helping local communities move forward at Synovus.com.
Hey, what's up, Buckeye Nation? It's Cardell Jones. Join me Saturday, July 20th at Huntington Park for the Schmitz Cardell Jones Charity Softball Game presented by Monogram Homes and the U.S. Air Force. Come check out former Buckeye greats take on this year's current Buckeye stars such as Emeka Ibuka, Jaden Ballard, and many more. Come see and meet the Buckeyes before they hit the field this fall. Gates open at 5 p.m. Contests and prizes all night long. Home run derby at 6:30 and the game to follow. Tickets available at BuckeyeCruise.com. Why picnic when you can Schmicknick? Get your $10 tickets now at BuckeyeCruise.com.
Hi, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Need a perfect gift? Check out the new line of Glock watches and other stunning jewelry at Worthington Jewelers. Make every occasion sparkle with Worthington Jewelers, where exceptional gifts await.
We all know breakfast is an important part of your day, but sometimes when you're traveling for business, you end up staying at a hotel that doesn't offer any. You know what happens? You grab a cup of coffee and skip the meal entirely. We've all been there. But if you book a room at La Quinta by Wyndham, you can enjoy their free Bright Side breakfast featuring delicious baked goods, fruit, eggs, yogurt, and waffles. And really, who doesn't want to start their day with a fresh, hot waffle? Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at lq.com.
Lowe's knows owning a project means owning the right tools. And during Craftsman Days, you can save big on what you need from a brand you trust. Get a free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of the V20 string trimmer or leaf blower for only $99. Find these savings and more today. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 7/10. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.